Good morning, dear students. I hope all of you are studying regularly and doing your assignments. Today, we are going to start with the English writing skill and we'll start with the topic speech writing. To begin with, what is speech writing? Speech writing is an art that should be developed well enough to meet certain social designs and demands in human society. There are different kinds of occasions in which speeches could be delivered to serve different purposes. For writing a speech, there are certain guidelines that we need to follow. The first one is keep your words short and simple. Avoid jargons, acronyms, or technical words. Jargons are special words or expressions, whereas acronyms are abbreviations. Third, make your speech more personal. Use personal pronouns like I and we. Fourth, use active verbs and contractions. Fifth, be sensitive to your audience. Sixth, use metaphors and other figures of speech to effectively convey your point. Seven, manage your time well. For writing an effective speech, we need to follow a process. While writing the speech, the first thing that we begin with is the introduction. While we are writing the introduction, we need to cover following points. What are they? First thing, you need to greet the audience. Second, you need to introduce yourself to the audience. Third, you need to introduce the topic you are talking about. Fourth, you need to tell about the purpose of that speech. These are the points that you need to cover while you are writing your introduction. Next comes your body. Your body is written in 2 to 3 paragraphs. While you are writing the body, you need to write down about the supportive ideas, the main points, and you need to elaborate on the uh, facts and figures that you are writing about or you are telling about. You are going to support your facts and figures with the real life examples or with examples so that you can elaborate it well and the speech becomes easier for the people to understand, easier for your audience to understand. Next comes your conclusion. While you are writing a conclusion, the conclusion should be proper conclusion. There, in the conclusion, you need to mention the speaker's hope. You need to thank the audience for their kind and valuable time that they had given you, for their kind attention that they had given you. And you can write or use lines like, with that in mind, I let me conclude. You can write these kind of lines also. While you are writing your conclusion, you need to keep in mind few points that while you were writing your body, you had mentioned few main points. Now, in the conclusion, you actually need to summarize your speech there, and there you need to re-emphasize on the main ideas that you had mentioned in your body. You even need to motivate your audience and then provide a closure by saying thank you. You need to mention, you need to think about the key points and you need to keep in mind these key points. As I told you about the process of writing uh, the speech, these are the key points that you need to keep in mind. Again, I'm going to emphasize on the same. You need to keep it simple. While you are writing your speech, it should be simple. You need to well state the purpose of the speech. Again, you need to organize your content. As I said, while you are writing your introduction, you should greet the audience, you should introduce yourself to the audience, you should introduce the topic, and you should introduce the topic as well as tell about the purpose of the speech. Next is organizing your content. While you are organizing your content, you need to remember that you mention the main points, elaborate the facts, figures, and example, and give examples. You can add on the real life examples. You need to give the supportive ideas or the main ideas for the same, and at the end, proper conclusion should be given where you need to mention the speaker's hope as well as you need to thank the audience. While you are concluding, you need to summarize your main ideas or the body that you had written, re emphasize on the supportive ideas as well as motivate the audience, and at the end, provide with a closure by saying thank you. These were some of the main points that you need to remember and follow while writing your speech to make your speech more effective. Thank you. Your assignment has been uploaded in your ERP. I'll be discussing the same with you soon.